You know what? I agree. That sounds great. Because I have that time, but it's a bad time. I think it's like almost a minute slower than the. Maybe not a full minute, but it's slower than the Feltzer G Fred. My car disappeared. I'll take it. You don't have to worry about it. However, if we do get the record right here, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna throw a random one in there. In about an hour, 50 minutes, at normal causes stream time, some of us are gonna get together and do some impromptu races. It's Real messaged me and said, "Hey, we want to do some races tonight." So I don't know what they got planned. If we're gonna do some G Freds or if we're gonna do non-G Fred stuff. So, but I will stream after or do some runs after. Whatever. No, I haven't yet. You should share it with me again, and that way I know for sure which stream you set it in. It'll be my most recent. I am really, really, really curious. I was thinking about that. Oh, I'm glad you brought it up. So I know from my own personal experience that when you do YouTube would be great. Thank you, Kat. YouTube, that'd be perfect. Um, so when I went through the game, because I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering correctly, one of the playthroughs that you have to do is the toughest difficulty. I know that some of the weapons, like, okay, I think it's called the storm rail. It's the thing where it goes like, it shoots basically storm bird balls at shit. But if you, oh come on, I didn't jump over. But if you on like the higher difficult storm, yeah, if you, but on higher difficulties, if you shoot too many balls in a row, the weapon itself like backfires and hurts you, and you can practically kill yourself with it. Well, I'm one. So I know that like if you do like new game plus on like super easy, the weapon doesn't do that. So I know in new game plus runs, I would just use that weapon and just run through and just pew 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 and just destroy fucking everything in my path. So I'm wondering like what the streamer uses for their weapons of choice in the speed run, or if it's a lot of stealth. I know there's um, unskippable fights. The Deathbringer, when you first get silence in your ear, when you first find out who Ted Farrow is. Oh yeah, you're not the only one. Yeah, I just like, yeah, ultra hard. Like I'm not. That weapon. I never. Fuck that weapon on ultra hard. When I did ultra hard, a lot of mine was um, precision arrows on the precision. I'm forgetting the names of the bows and shit, but I think you'll know what I'm talking about. You have like the hunter bow, which is quicker shooting but not as powerful, and then there's like a slow firing stealth bow which you can put like advanced, like hardened arrows on. And I did a lot of picking off the shit from as far away as possible that I could get headshots. And then when it comes to the monsters and shit, triple knock, first shot, bust something on it that also that could stun it, things like that. So I did a lot of dodging. I got a lot of experience playing FromSoft games. So I got pretty good at, it's not exactly like Souls where if you can pretty much dodge any attack in the game if you time it right. But if you do time your dodges, you can miss a lot of damage. I remember my first attempt at ultra hard mode, I missed a bullet or an arrow on a Watcher, and I had, it's New Game Plus, I did it New Game Plus ultra hard. I had the shield webbing armor, and it one tapped on my fucking shield. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And it's all of a sudden like beep 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 beep. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's a Watcher. Yeah, and yeah, you go through a lot more med berries and shit. Yeah, you're like every single encounter, you better make sure that you heal, and then, or well, you have to heal. But yeah, it's almost just, it's basically, I think the only thing it stops is attacks that would normally one hit you without the shield. You got like a little bit of health left. But yeah, the webbing on like New Game Plus, because I went through it a third time. I did like I was, because yeah, I went through it once. Then I went through it on New Game Plus again on the easiest setting. And then when I went through the game on ultra hard, I loaded a new game. Because a lot of things online, and I know people that were running it with me at the same, friends playing it at the same time, said that they really regretted trying to play ultra hard New Game Plus for their trophy. No, I don't think you've ever showed me your character. Oh, holy shit. We're being raided. Everybody get up against the wall. We are doing an IndyCar Fred run in the Feltzer, which I just crashed into a sign because I'm not good. No, I kid. Welcome everybody. Thanks RBS. I thought something happened because I had your stream up at the same time and all of a sudden it changed. I'm like, my goal in these, I'm doing, obviously I'm in a Feltzer, but my goal in these IndyCar runs is to at the very least set a time that's on par, if not ahead of the normal Feltzer world record time, which is obviously the world record in the Feltzer. Practicing some, it's good practice for normal G-threads in those cars that you want to get in. The Feltzer maybe not so much because I have, the off-road tires and is just insanely good anyway. If you drive it properly, of course. That's just the way. That wasn't the line, but we're still okay. This transition here, I messed it up one up last time. Cat will tell you. I ended up down in the valley. That was not as smooth as last time, so that was no time saved there at all. So how was the stream? If I was a betting man, I'd bet there were some W's. There's some W's and some GG's, and a lot of fun had. It looked fun from my perspective. I'm usually late on the Friday stream though, simply because work and stuff. And don't do the Chiliad checkpoint the way I do it. That's not the way. And well, I mean, I guess it can be done that way, but you might want to not try the full send that way either, because then you gotta bail and hope and pray and recover, and it's just easier not to do that. It's easier just to do it correctly. Now I gotta try save it on the landing. I mean, if we're being honest, I could do a ton worse, but yeah, the Xbox, the Friday group, that's a lot of fun to watch. You guys are a lot of fun to watch. I don't own an Xbox at this point. I think if I did add anything to my gaming collection, it would be a PC. I've owned every single PlayStation now with the exception of the enhanced PS5. I pick up an Xbox controller and my hands just don't know what to do. Even though they're not that insanely different, but they are. That makes sense. Maybe people that were Xbox first, it's easier to go to the PlayStation style controller. I'm not sure. I had no basis to go off of. I joined a video game Madden tournament like probably 20 years ago. And I thought it was going to be a PS2 tournament, because that's how they advertised it, or at least they marketed it to me. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing a Madden PS2, blah blah blah. But when we got there, it was Xbox and PS2, and I drew Xbox my first game and got completely shut out. I got destroyed. I had no idea what I was doing. Trying to randomly, I had to look down at the controller and be like, what's X? What's Y? What the? I don't know what to. This does not compute. Oh, well, I guess I guess I felt like there needs to be room for improvement in a run that already needed improvement. If anybody's in here hasn't seen me before and doesn't know how much I respect the people that have world records times in the G-Freds, Dirt Gs. I drive custom cars all the time, and I can't beat the world records that you guys have set in stock cars, stock versions of those cars, with slower wheel spins. Because then in any car, I can respawn this thing at 242, 240, sub 245, almost every car. And you're lucky if you can run to the highway. in less than 245 in a G-Fred. And you guys have sub 16s. They're so impressive. If you're still here, RBS, I started working with a gentleman that I went to school with. And we lost touch for a few years and just chatting, blah, blah, blah. Sharing what we've been up to. He's like, I've spent a lot of time at home playing video games, and I said, I recently started speed running. I'm not very good, yada, yada, yada. His kid loves playing GTA and knew nothing about G-Fred and things, so I showed him my video and said, but if you really want to see this done to perfection, I shared him your 15:48 9F world record. It's just such an impressive run. So like, I just watched it again a couple days ago. Not the height I can normally get with a custom car, and it's not going to be sub 16, but yeah, that would be really cool if he did. He's younger. I think he's 16 or 17. Like I told his dad that, if he ever wanted to give G-Freds a try, I'd help him. We could do duos. He doesn't have to race against the sweaty triads per se. I pulled my weapon out there. Well, so yeah, I just finished 45 seconds behind the world record in a stock and a normal G-Fred. So much respect to all you guys. You guys are so great. So good. I do this for fun, and every once in a while, I'm lucky enough to find a car I can post a time on. Not a PB, but... Oh, I hit triangle too soon. Yeah. Not a PB per se. Well, if it would have been a normal Feltzer, it would have been a PB. But technically, it's an any